Hey guys, Neon Nezi, back again with another Destiny 6 video. And today guys, we're going to be doing a review on both the Tasias, as well as Paper Jun. A long time ago, I did promise you guys this in one of my older videos, but then I guess I just got sidetracked. But anyway, I think we have, I don't want to mispronounce this, but I think we have Death Forte to thank for this. He's the one that reminded me. Also guys, this right here, finally Grim Reaper Benito appeared. I believe he's going to be a new 5-star hero in the Medina Kingdom. How I know this, guys, is if you guys go to Codex over here, up to Gallery, there's a video section over here, guys, which, alright, let me just pause the music. And there's, I forget his name, I think it's Gilbert. So here are all the 3-star monsters fighting each other. Friggin' Thor, man. He's so fast. So this right now is the Jin Empire versus the Medina. I think it's the Chagar with the Medina. And now watch this, guys. Time literally stops. There's Benito. He dodged at point blank range. I think he's gonna be really fast. And he's definitely going to be scaling with attack power. And then there's, I forget what her name is, I think it's Elkie. I think that video was so well done, guys. It looked like a legitimate anime too. But anyway, alright guys, so without further ado, oh crap, I was in the Codex. Whoops, sorry. Alright, back with the music. Where's Tasia? Is she in the mid-D? No. Alright, this is just, okay, she's in Silvus. Okay guys. So let's take a look at her. This is the scissor one. The first skill is called V-Slayer. Single target damage equal to 400, 440, 480, 520 of caster's attack power based on caster's crit rate. So as you guys can see here, 0 to 15, 12 to, sorry, not 12, 16 to 25, 36 to 35, and 36 or higher. So as you guys have more crit on her, the more damage she'll be doing. This is just like the guy we covered yesterday, Tyler, in my 4-star guide video. If you guys haven't checked that out, go and check that out right now. Most of the 4-star videos I covered yesterday are kind of meant to be fodder, but there were a few good ones. So, and it explodes 1 dot effect on the target. AoE damage equal to 400% of attack per explosion. Alright guys, so for those of you that are having trouble understanding what that means, it basically means that if you have dot effects onto the boss, such as bleed or poison, those effects will explode. So instead of allowing it to deal damage over time to the enemy, you're going to explode them straight off, like right then and there. And for each effect of continuous damage onto the boss or whoever the target is, the explosion will cost, or will deal 4,000 attack damage, 400% attack damage per explosion. So meaning if the target you're focusing on has like two bleed effects, you initiate this attack, it will explode both of them for a combined damage of 800% attack power, and it's an AoE damage. So I would not recommend using this on bosses, such as in giants or daily dungeons, because bleed effects will always deal amazing damage to those tanky bosses as the fight progresses on. You just need to wait it out. If you activate this, and let's say they scale off of HP or defense, either way, the damage might not even be as good as one tick from the bleed effects. I would suggest using this in possibly arena. And how I would suggest using this in arena, guys, is put the bleed effect, right? Bleed effects for, like, I don't know, let's say it lasts for 9 seconds, like Natalia. Kurz is, I think, like 6 seconds, so whatever. Let's say it's 9 seconds, okay? Wait for it to tick all the way down to 1 second. When there's 1 second remaining, initiate V-Slayer to deal maximum damage, because the target has now dealt 8 seconds of continuous damage, and this last second of continuous damage that might not have been very life-threatening is going to deal 800% of attack power, which I think is awesome. It's like a detonation, you know? So second skill, Twin Blade. AoE damage equal to... Okay, so again, more crit rate you have, the more damage she's going to be dealing. Attacks an additional time with 150% of attack power upon critical hit. Reduces healing by 50% for 10 seconds. If the additional attack lands as a critical hit, attacks another time with 150% of attack power. Okay, guys, so let me explain what this means. Let's say there are 4 targets on the map, okay? There's Jun, and he's surrounded by his friends X, Y, and Z. Let's say you click on Jun, and you initiate Twin Blade. It will deal AoE damage. It will hit Jun and XYZ for one of those numbers, depending on how good your crit rate is. And then, if that AoE explosion was a critical hit, you will hit Jun, the person you targeted, one more time to deal 150% of attack power upon a critical hit. So if you get a critical hit, you will initiate this second hit, but it's just onto Jun one more time, and this will reduce healing by 50%. And if this additional attack was a critical hit, you'll hit the target one more time to apply a recovery ban. And guys, it's a stacking skill. So every time you initiate Twin Blade, you're going to be doing AoE damage once, and you're going to be hitting one target about 3 times, provided you land the critical hits. Since it's a stacking skill, you guys can basically do this multiple times, possibly get up to 6 hits if it's a double stacking skill, which I think could be absolutely insane. And the recovery band in Arena, guys, is really potent, because a lot of people run Carlota for cooldown and heals, or Iona for just the massive heals that she does. Leader skill. Increase the leverage damage allies inflict upon paper targets by 20%. So here's what I think this means, guys. Don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure this is what it means. Leverage damage allies inflict upon to paper targets. So the damage your allies will be dealing is going to be normal, but if they are attacking a paper target, then the damage is going to be increased by 20%. But it has to be upon a paper target. V-Slayer. Single target damage equal to 700. Okay, so again, more crit rate you have, the more damage you deal, and explodes 2 dot effects onto the target. 6,000 strike points. I guess I would consider running her in the striker position, but you guys have to time it such that when your strike is full, or when your strike is reaching around like 90 or like 95%, you need to have one of your bleed effects or your poison effects off cooldown. You apply to the enemy right then and there. But here's the thing with running Tasia. Okay, to land the bleed effect with any monster in the game, it's not gonna happen reliably unless you have a status rate increase. And even with that, you probably are going to need a crit rate buffer, because, like I said in my last video, the maximum crit rate I can get my Julian onto is just covering 40%. And I haven't even done that yet, because for that I require a title, and there's only one title in the game that gives you 10% crit rate. I forget what it's called, but there is one. So, striker position, maybe, but I don't know. I wish if she would buff crit rate for allies on one of her skills or something, because if you don't have bleed effects, if you don't land the bleed effects or you don't crit, you're not going to deal much damage. So it's like high risk, high reward. Alright, moving on to the Paper Tasia. She's the one that I have, actually. First skill is Shuriken, damages in a line, attacks, so 550% of attack power. If target has 1, 2, or 3 more debuffs, damage equals. So this skill is adding, I forget what the saying is. It's like you add salt onto the wound. Like, they're already injured. You're like, oh, you have all those debuffs on you? Well, just because you have those 3 debuffs on you, I'm going to deal a shit ton more damage to you. Okay, and if you guys get a critical hit, you guys will be dealing 1 more. You'll attack an additional time. That will be equal to 165% of your attack power. And for every critical hit you deal, you will reduce one of your own cooldown. You'll reduce one of your own skills cooldown by 3 seconds. So this will attack just twice, right? Yeah, this will attack just twice. First attack, and then second attack again if you land a critical hit. The second attack doesn't say it's on a single target, so I'm guessing the second attack is actually going to be another AoE, which could be great in fire enhancement dungeons, or no, not fire, crap, rock enhancement dungeons, or just PvE in general, when there's like a crap ton of trash mobs and you just want to get them down. Second skill, Kunai. Damage in line of 650% of attack power if the target has 1, 2, or 3 more debuffs. Okay, so if you guys have a crowd control team or a team that just deals a lot of debuffs, bring in Tasia. But note that again, if you want to bring her in, like her sister, you do need a critical rate buff if you want to make your runs consistent. And also, for the damage or for the debuff to be landed onto the opponent, you probably are going to need a status activation rate buffer. So this one will deal 650 of attack power. More debuffs you have, the more damage you will deal. 45% to shock the enemy. That's pretty good, guys. 45% to shock, and if you already have someone to buff status activations, that's going to go over 80% or something like that. That's pretty good. Attacks an additional time upon a critical hit. So again, this will again hit 2 times, and this one will actually increase the target's cooldown by 2 seconds. So the first one will reduce her own cooldown, and the second ability will reduce the target's cooldown. Kind of selfish. Okay. Leader skill. Increase the crit rate of Sylva's. Ooh! Now there is a good crit rate. I might consider running her on the main striker. I mean the main leader, or on the striker position to get the striker leader. Let's look at her strike though. 6,000 strike points. Damage in line equal to 1000% of attack power. That's pretty good. If target has 1, 2, or 3 debuffs, you can go up to 1650 of attack power. That is insane. Reduces allies skill cooldown by 3 seconds upon critical hit. But it's in a line. Okay, for those of you guys that are thinking like, but Neon, that is insane attack power. What difference does it make if it's in a line? Here's the difference, guys. In PvE, not so much. But in Arena, have you guys ever noticed that when units have dashing skills, or when you like launch them or knock them down, they get scattered? So they're very rarely going to be in a convenient line for you. They're almost always going to be in a some sort of a distorted diamond formation, in which case your shuriken might hit only 2 or even just 1 opponent. And even if you land that as a critical hit, you're only going to be reducing the skill cooldown of allies by 3 seconds. So I guess I would run her in the striker position for PvE. but not so much for, for PvE, yes, striker position. PvP, maybe not striker position. Maybe just in the main front three. But yeah, guys, both are great, guys. And both rely on high crit rates, so definitely use concentration orbs for them. Paper Jun, the underdog. Like, when I look at this guy, I feel so bad because he's so overshadowed by his brother. Like, in fact, the song that comes to mind, I don't know if you guys know this song. It's like, it goes like, lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely, I have nobody of my own. Ow. You guys know that song? It's exactly how I feel. I feel so bad for him. And honestly, like, I feel like people out there are like, mother, father, Neon, Paper Jun's the only 5-star monster I have, man. Show some respect. Show some love. I do, guys. I think he's an amazing unit, but it's just that his brother just has so much more utility. So first skill is a breakpoint, so he can be used in PvE. Linear damage equal to 620% of defense, 65% chance to launch. Okay, so has some utility there. This is why I know that people think Rock Jun reduces cooldown of your own allies, and Paper Jun will reduce the cooldown of opponents. So they're like the yin and yang. They're yin and 60% yang, guys, because that's only a 60% chance to increase a random target skill cooldowns by 30 seconds. Yes, 30 seconds is a lot, but it doesn't mean anything if, let's say, the opponent just used, let's say Adonis just used his shield, right? He just used it, you use this royal combo, and the random target happens to be Adonis, and the random skill you choose happens to be his shield. Meaning that it's probably gonna get taken back by like a second or two, but it's not gonna be the full 30 seconds that you guys wanted. Also, even if it chooses the right hero, like let's say the other team is getting low, you do this, it goes on to Yona, and they need to heal really, really bad, and you're going to increase her first skill's cooldown by 30 seconds, which could be clutch. It's only a 60% chance to land it. So it's just like, he could be good, but his skill set is a little bit lacking compared to his brother. Does that go up? Nope. Even at level 5, that it stays at 60%. Energy wave. Alright, so guys, I will admit that I have fallen prey to this one before. AoE damage equal to 600% of defense, which is pretty darn good. Absorbs 10% of enemy attack for 4 seconds and creates a shield that restores team HP. I don't know why that says 10%. And it goes to 20%. But I don't know why that says 10%, because when I used this Jun, I took no damage for like the 4 seconds. Okay, so I would rune him up with Iron Guard, full Iron Guard. Increase the defense of Jin faction heroes by 10%. That's great because he is a defense killing unit. Strike is 7,000 energy wave. AoE damage up to 12,000% of defense. Absorb 20% of enemy attack for 6 seconds and creates a shield that restores HP. His strike isn't bad, guys. It deals damage, and it protects your allies and heals them. So 7,000 strike points might be worth it. I don't know what else to say to him. Well, the first one is amp, so the more amps you have, the more damage you're going to deal. Very much like his brother. I just feel that he could be a little bit better, you know, guys? Alright, so this has gone on for some time now. But let's just do arena really, really quick. We'll do the special arena. Okay, never mind. We're not gonna do special arena. All right, guys. Remind me on this next video. Actually, next video is gonna be the spotlight for 4-star heroes. 4-star hero guide on Medina. Okay. So, alright guys, sometime in the future, I will test out Jun, and, you know, if you guys could save me some time on this, just, if you guys have Jun and have been using him, let us know in the comment section down below if his shield, his damage absorption, really only absorbs 10% of the damage, or absorbs everything. Because when I used him, there were like zeros going up, you know, like on top of my monsters, zeros, because I was taking 0 damage. That's how I perceived it. But okay, guys. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to the next one. And until next time, Neon out.